There's some really bad around, but.
They should be showing my face.
I'm home.
Good. We have Reagan's 3 littles right now, so
I thought I saw one with you yesterday.
yeah, we have all 3 of them. I was like,
I tried to wave at
break.
Tried to wave at your husband, he let me off.
We're busy, it's busy. We take it back tomorrow.
Oh, did.
It is 6 o'clock, we will open with roll call.
Mr. Oglesby?
Here.
Ms. Reynolds?
Here.
Mr. Tracy? Ms. Jordan? Mr. Hardy? Mr. LaTurner?
Here.
Ms. Jackson?
If you all join for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Put my agenda here. All right, first on the agenda, we have meeting minutes from regular council meeting on June 16th and library meeting minutes from May 27th.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes and place them on file.
We have a motion by Bob LaTurner to approve the minutes and place on file.
Second.
A second by Jamie Jackson. All in favor? Any opposed? We have one abstention. Next, we have bills to pay of $131,567.45.
Make a motion that we appropriate funds to pay the bills.
We have a motion by Bob LaTurner to pay the bills.
Second.
A second by Chastity Reynolds. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, I have a couple of things. First, I'd like to read this letter. I'm gonna read just how it says. It says, "Hey Ashley, due to my employer, my hours have effectively changed. I cannot effectively be a city councilman because I cannot guarantee that I can get to council meetings anymore. I lost my dad a little over a year ago and was having a hard time making it anyway because of the obligations I have to take care of things for my mother. That and the addition of having to be at work 2 hours earlier now at 7:30 for third shift at Shape Technologies, I must resign. I thank you very much for the opportunity and was really looking forward to being a part of the council. If I ever get a job with normal hours, I might see if I could get elected, but until then, working the strange shift that I do, I must step away. I truly apologize if I let anyone down. Thanks again, Rick Tracy." So, we need to, he is a ward position, correct? Ward 4, so that would mean somebody from Ward 4 will have to put in and be appointed. So we need to accept his resignation, and then we'll post online in the newspaper for those in Ward 4, anybody that would like to, they can send in a letter of interest.
Make a motion, we accept the letter of resignation.
We have a motion by Neil Oglesby to accept the letter of resignation by Rick Tracy.
Second.
Second by Bob LaTurner. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we need a motion to post it? No? Okay. All right. All right. We have also had, I would like to bring up, we've had a few complaints on an ordinance we've talked about. Neil, you might remember at one point we were on the council, maybe Bob. But we have an ordinance that states, and I'll probably state it wrong, but basically you cannot live on Main Street unless there's a business there, and then even at that, it's like has to be on the second floor, and there's stipulations there. So just livable housing that there's, our ordinance prohibits that. So we have some of that though. The ordinance has been in play for way before my time. I don't know. Do you know?
I thought there was an acceptable use if it was an R1 or 2 or R3 it was accepted. I thought if you read the full ordinance, then it's in there.
Like she said, there's certain exceptions.
There are some exceptions. At any rate, we need to look at the ordinance. So I would like to send that specific ordinance, like we've done with other things like animals and stuff, before we do any enforcement or not, we need to be in compliance of whatever our ordinance is. But I would like to send that to, I think we have a zoning committee, the zoning committee to look at, to see if it's something we want to keep, if it's something we need to modify, if it's something we need to, outdo forever, if there's exceptions, really dive into it, because we don't want send our code enforcement stuff out to do something then that everybody's not in agreement with. So if everybody's on board with that, if you didn't know even about that ordinance, that is one. Like I said, it was brought up, I don't know, when I was a council member, and I'll tell you, one of the things that we talked about in detail was, I'll bring up specifically, I think of, this is just what I think of, but Larry and Teddy Oglesby. Teddy has passed away now, but Larry lived there for a long time. I don't even know how long, maybe even before mine. And so my thing was always like, I have a problem making people leave their home. That was the thing. I also, on the flip side, understand people, it's a business district, or it should be a commercial business district. So trying to find the fine line of, what do you do there? So, but if we're gonna have an ordinance, we need to follow it. So we need to figure out what that needs to be. But again, before we want anybody to act on it, we wanna make sure it's however everybody agrees on it, since it was older. So if everyone's okay with that, we'll send that ordinance to zoning committee. We do have one. So that would be Bob, Jamie, and Emily. So Tracy will get with you guys on a time that can work, if that's okay, and she'll have the ordinance and all that provided for you guys. That's okay?
Yeah.
You guys good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Next, I got a list here. My neighbor, they're having a 4th of July party on the 12th of July, on Saturday. And so he couldn't be here tonight. He's putting in pools, he installs pools. But he wanted me to request on his behalf if they could shoot some fireworks and be done by 10 o'clock on Saturday. That's outside of our allotted standard hours, traditional cookout, things like that, but it would be dark, so probably wouldn't start before 9, could be done by 10. So I told him I'd just bring it before the council.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Chief, you got anything you want?
No, just as long as we're where they're doing it.
That sounds fine to me.
Is that a motion, Bob, to allow that? So it would be, I don't know the exact address, it would be like 11th and Main, or 11th and Wood.
Okay. Well, one-time exception.
For Saturday?
Yeah.
Is by 10, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So we have a motion by Bob Latour to allow, the firework usage display Saturday to be done by 10 o'clock at, I don't know if you need the exact address, but do you know the exact address?
I don't know, 10:20 maybe.
1020 Wood.
10:20 is the barn.
But it should be 10:19.
1019 Wood. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, at 1019 Wood, that's a motion by Bob.
Second.
Second by Jamie. All in favor? Any opposed? Gotta look at my list. All right. I need an executive session, attorney-client, keeping in department heads for probably 10 minutes. Somebody would like to make that. And the attorney.
I'll make that motion for executive session, attorney-client, from 6:08 to 6:18. You can name department heads and attorney.
We have a motion by Neil Oglesby for an attorney-client executive session from 6:08 to 6:18, keeping in department heads and the city attorney.
Somebody must have dinner with Royce.
Second by Jamie. All in favor?
And then at
Any opposed?
Doritos.